All right, so transitional dressing as the seasons change can be a sartorial challenge for many folks. But Earl's here to make it a little easier for the fellas out there with his tips on how he eases his own wardrobe into the cooler weather. Hey, Earl.
Hey, Tracy. So the weather is transitioning and so is our wardrobe. So I'm going to share with you a few tips and a few items that will help you transition through the season. So you're going to throw away, no, not throw away, but put away your linen shirts and your silk shirts. And before you do though, make sure you wash them, because any stains are going to look really horrible 6 months from now when you're trying to get them out when you want to wear them. So wash and put them away nicely. So let's start off with one of my favorites, are brushed cotton shirts and jersey knits. So I love brushed cotton shirts because they're so soft and appropriate for the weather. And also they're a great layering piece as well. But as the season transitions through to colder, we want to go to something a little heavier. And that's why I choose corduroy. Corduroy is a little heavier and a little bit more substantial. And it's a great layering item too. So put a t-shirt underneath it, a vest over the top, and you're perfect for those late autumnal walks you want to do in the evenings. Now also, it is sweater weather. And I love sweater weather just like everybody else. And my go-to fabric really for sweaters is cashmere. I love it because it's so soft and it keeps you nice and warm and cool at the same time. It's almost like wearing a HVAC system on your body. But I know some people might think cashmere is a bit expensive and out of the budget. Well, I've been through them all and I've seen cashmere running from $50 way up to hundreds of dollars as well. So hopefully we can all find a little bit of cashmere luxury for the fall season.
Of course, cashmere would be his pick of sweater. We wouldn't expect no less from you, Earl. Okay, what do you have for us next?
Well, sweaters, cardigans, should I say, they are, unfortunately, they've been forgotten. And so when you start the season out, especially right about this time, start off with cotton and perhaps merino wool. But as the weather gets colder, you then transition to heavier fabrics, like your heavier knits. And these are perfect. Now, the reason why I love cardigans, because of the buttons. When you're too hot, you undo the buttons, and when it's colder, you do them up. So therefore, you're able to regulate the temperature of your own body as well.
These are not your grandfather's cardigans either. They're very classy. Now, if we're talking about layering up a little bit, you're very big on vests, right?
Yes, gilets are perfect for layering, especially when you're wearing a sports jacket during this weather. Now, a gilet basically is a vest with, obviously, no sleeves. Now, the reason why I like gilets is because they're a great layering item and they're able to regulate your body temperature as well, especially with the zippers as well. But one of the key things you need to look for is something that can actually zip up right to the top of your neck. Because this time of the year, you don't particularly want to be wearing a scarf. So when you have something that zips right up, it really keeps the elements at bay. Now, I believe that Canada is a 5-coat country. So, you know, you've got your early fall, your late fall, your mid fall, your end of fall, your early winter, mid-winter, and everything in between. So I start the season off with a very light shell. Just like this, it's got no lining, and you throw this on. This keeps me to about 10 degrees. And then as the weather transitions, 10 and below, then I go for something that's wool with a bit of a lining. But then we don't stop there, do we, in Canada, because the weather gets even colder. So therefore, around about 0 degrees, I'll get a heavier wool coat that actually has a wool collar, again, keeping the elements at bay. Again, it doesn't stop there in Canada, because then we go out to places and we do things and we need a statement coat. Something that has a bit of personality, maybe a bit of attitude, something that maybe reflects who you are. And so it doesn't stop there. Again, coats galore, because we have our weekend routines and things we do outside of work too. So we need a jacket that we want to run around to the stores in and maybe pick the kids up from their events, go shopping, groceries and things like that. So there you have it. You've got almost like 5 coats. So if that's too many and if space is a premium in your where you live, then go for a 2-in-1. This is the perfect way to reduce the amount of coats you have in your closet. 2-in-1, so essentially it's a shell with an interior. So you wear the shell right now, again from maybe up to about 10 degrees outside, and then you put the interior in, which therefore gives you another level of insulation. You normally zip it in or button it in, whichever type of coat you get. And again, this really helps reduce the amount of coats you need in your wardrobe and helps you transition nicely through the season.
Very good, Earl. Thank you for that. Really great tip.